So my speech is a little long, and first of all I apologize, but I think there are important notes that I have to tell you. My topic is the North-South corridor, its importance and dimensions of the role played by Iranian companies. As you know, in 2000, Iran, Russia and India signed an agreement to establish the international North-South transportation corridor, and then other countries such as Armenia, Turkey, Baku, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Belarus, Tajikistan, and even Oman and Syria and Ukraine and Bulgaria requested cooperation with this important crossing. Due to Iran's delay in completing the railroad of Rash to Astara, as well as some other reasons that be mentioned further, countries such as Turkey and Baku are trying to harm the interests of the Islamic Republic of Iran, Russia, China and India by activating alternative routes. If these two countries play a key role in corridors of China, India, Russia and other Central Asian countries to the West Asia and Europe, international peace and security will be in danger. Because Turkey and Baku have racist and autocratic rulers, both countries severely suppress their non-Turkish ethnicities. For example, the Aliyev regime has deprived the Talishi, Lezgi, Tat and other ethnic groups of this country from their basic rights. Erdogan has severely suppressed Kurds, Alawis and other non-Turkish groups. This has caused these countries to not enjoy political stability in the long term, contrary to popular belief. Both governments are not very popular in neighboring countries due to conflicts and interventionist policies. Turkey is hated by all of its neighbors except the Baku, and Republic of Azerbaijan has similar conditions. Baku and Ankara have severe economic problems, and especially Turkey is not trusted due to its aggressive foreign policy and frequent changes in the pattern of cooperation and competition. Both of these two countries, with the cooperation of United States and Saudi Arabia, tried their best to destabilize Iran in the last 3 months, but they were not successful. This issue shows that despite all economic and political problems, Iran has more stable and favorable conditions compared to Turkey and Baku. If the East-West corridor through Turkey and Baku replaces the North-South corridor, there will be a real risk of large-scale transport of Takfiri and Wahhabi tourists from these two countries to the Central Asia, China and Russia. With the support of the United States, Turkey previously used these tourists to destroy Iraq, Syria and Libya. Erdogan then transferred thousands of these terrorists to the Republic of Azerbaijan to defeat the Republic of Armenia. The same terrorists flew from Heydar Aliyev Airport in Baku and entered Tehran and then Shiraz and attacked Shah Cheragh Shrine in Shiraz and martyred and wounded dozens of Iranians. Undoubtedly, Turkey and Baku will use same leverage to advance their policies in Central Asia against non-aligned government and to put pressure on China and Russia in future. Let's not forget that during the protests of 2022 in Kazakhstan, Turkey, as the main shareholder and contractor of Almaty International Airport, transferred hundreds of terrorists from Syria and Turkey to Almaty every day, and this country follows the same policy in Afghanistan by controlling Kabul International Airport. In addition to exporting terrorists, Turkey and Baku seek to stabilize neighboring countries by supporting separatist groups. These two countries follow the mentioned policy in the other provinces of northwest of Iran. And there is a similar risk in Xinjiang province and Uyghur regions of China, and also in Tatar and Turkic regions of Russia. In the past weeks, we saw similar unrest with Iran in China, and the US and Turkey worked together to provoke the Uyghur Turks, and Ankara clearly demanded explanations from Beijing on this matter. In addition, American analyst and theorician of ethnic tensions in the Caucasus, Brenda Sheffer, has called for the transfer of Artsakh to the Republic of Azerbaijan, and some and even some border villages of Armenia to Georgia. Therefore, Baku and Turkey are trying to intensify the siege of Armenia based on an Israeli plan. The main goal of these actions is to increase the influence of Israel, Turkey, and Baku in Central Asia so that they can more easily pressure Russia and China on behalf of the United States. In this case, they can also control the east-west corridor based on their interests, endanger the interests of China and Russia, and put pressure on Beijing and Moscow to change the foreign policy of these two countries in other parts of the world. Both countries, with the support of Israel and United Kingdom, are very interested in the presence of NATO in Central Asia and on the borders of Iran, China, and Russia, which definitely threatens the security and stability of all three countries. And Russia has gone to war in Ukraine to counter this threat. It is possible that China will fight with Taiwan in the near future for this reason. Considering these non-constructive policies, it's not logical for Russia, for China, and for Central Asian countries to rely too much on East-West corridor. On the other hand, India is a close partner and friend of Armenia, and because of this, the Republic of Azerbaijan has hostile approach toward India. Therefore, India should prioritize using the North-South corridor through Iran, Armenia, and all the Caspian. Russia easily connects this passage to the European market through its railway routes. This corridor also makes it possible to connect Russia and Central Asia to India. Until the implementation of China's New Silk Road initiative, or One Belt, One Road, the North-South corridor was considered the main trade link between Asia and Europe. Through this road, the goods from India, after entering Iran's port in Chabahar and Bandar Abbas, are transported to the shores of Caspian Sea by road and rail, and then reach Russia via the water road or the territory of Republic of Armenia. And from this road, they can enter the European markets. Considering the unfriendly behavior of the rulers of Baku against the Islamic Republic of Iran and the extensive cooperation of this country with Israel and NATO, the use of water route in the first place, as well as the completion and widening of Iran's transit route to Armenia and Georgia as a new alternative road, is considered necessary. By creating the East-West corridor, Turkey and Baku intend to monopolize the trade of China and Russia and make them dependent on themselves so that they can influence the policies of these countries in their favor. This is an important point that the presidents of China and Russia should pay attention to. China has formed all its trade corridors in the west of this country to deal with separatist tendencies through economic development of this region. But Turkey intends to turn this corridor into a tool for transporting terrorists and strengthening separatist tendencies in order to strengthen Turkey's geopolitical identity and expand it to the heart of China. For this reason, Erdogan supports the Chinese Uyghurs and opposes their suppression by Chinese government. Turkey pursues the same policy toward Russia in order to intensify separatism among Russian Tatars and Turks. Therefore, Iran, Russia, and China should form transit routes and corridors in such a way that the control and transfer of their energy resources does not fall into the hands of Turkey and Baku. If Turkey's goals regarding the East-West corridor are fulfilled, the security and stability of all Eurasian countries will be jeopardized. Erdogan even does not care about the interests of Baku and the countries of Central Asia, and only intends to use them as a passageway for the East-West corridor to increase Turkey's influence. Therefore, China should reduce its dependence on corridors like the Trans-Caspian corridor to counter Turkey's dangerous ambitions. Russia should also understand Iran's concern, reduce its cooperation with Turkey and Baku, and defend the position and importance of organizations like CSTO against the organizations like Organization of Turkic Governments. The inaction of CSTO in defending the territorial integrity of Armenia against the repeated aggression of Baku and Turkey has caused these two countries to advance their political and economic goals in the Caucasus and reduce the influence and importance of Russia, China, and Iran. Russia also ignores this dangerous development and prevents Iran from playing an effective role against Baku and Ankara. And by doing so, it has endangered its own and Iran's international interests. The secret cooperation between Moscow and Baku to secretly export Russian gas to Europe and circumvent Russian sanctions, as well as Russia's proposal to turn Turkey into a gas hub, are two big mistakes that will weaken Russia and Iran and increase the influence of Turkey and Baku in Caucasus and Central Asia, and Russia should quickly stop these two-run policies. In this situation, Armenia should replace Baku and North-South corridor, and Russia should also support this issue so that the maintenance road of this route can be completed quickly. Russia plans to use the Эхsana railways until the completion of North-South corridor railway in Iran, which Armenia does not benefit from. With this action, which is the result of Russian anger with the Western-oriented government of Pashinyan, Russia is weakening its position as well as Iran and Armenia. And by strengthening Aliyev and Erdogan, it's also harming Russia's interests. Therefore, the policy of Russia must be changed. Russia and China should not forget that US and NATO support the efforts of Turkey and Baku to control China and Russia trade through East-West corridor. The West pursued the policy of controlling China and Russia through Turkey in Eurasia, through corridors. The West pursued the policy of controlling China and Russia through Turkey in Eurasia and has no disagreement with Erdogan in this regard. More cooperation between Russia, China, and India to complete the North-South corridor, and especially to create a standard road and rail route between Iran and Armenia, is a response to the non-constructive policies of US, Turkey, and Baku. And it's obvious that until the completion of the Rasht-Astara railway, the use of the water road is possible quickly due to lack of disturbance from other competing countries and the lack of need to create different infrastructures. And for this purpose, only the construction of various types of vessels should be done. This is something that Iranian companies, like the Iran Marine Industrial Company or SADRA, as the most experienced and capable Iranian company in the field of shipbuilding and ship repair, can do. One of the important advantages of this plan is to shorten the access to Europe for India and some other countries, so that the route of this corridor for New Delhi is about 7,200 kilometers, and approximately it is 60% shorter than the sea route of the Suez Channel. This roughly reduces the shipping time from India to northern Europe from more than 14 days to 20 days. With the readiness of the other Central Asian countries, the scope of action and the scope of cooperation between the governments and the population covered by the plan has increased significantly. And now the corridor covers a large population and includes a significant production and consumption market. In 2040, the railway of Turkmenistan and Kazakhstan were connected to the Iranian railway, and the connection of this route to the Republic of Uzbekistan increased the reach of project in the Central Asia. For Central Asian countries, Chabahar port is the best option for trade with India and its market. Also, Pakistan market of more than 200 million populations will be accessible to these countries with the completion of North-South corridor. Afghanistan and some other Central Asian countries are in isolation now, but Central Asia will soon be able to trade with Pakistan and India without worrying about political, diplomatic, and security challenges. The increase in trade will increase the income of these countries and strengthen the power of the Central Asian countries against the influence of other countries, especially the Turkey, Israel, and NATO members countries that have anti-Iranian, anti-Russians, and anti-Chinese goals. While such trade will also benefit Pakistan, and it can reduce its convergence with Turkey and Baku and attract Pakistan more to Iran and Russia. Also, the North-South corridor can strengthen the hardware infrastructure for convergence in the form of the Greater Eurasia project. Taking advantage of its strategic position in Asia, Iran can be an important actor in advancing the economic development plans of the member countries of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization and the Eurasian countries. Therefore, it's necessary for Iran to complete the Rashtastra Railway as soon as possible, as well as to design and build various ships and vessels. The Caspian Sea factory of Sadro Company on the coast of Caspian Sea in Behshar is the best option for building and repairing all kinds of ships. This factory is also active in the field of construction and repair of offshore oil and gas facilities and has well-equipped workshops and experts and experienced personnel. I hope that the cooperation of Iran, Armenia, Russia, China, and India, and as well as the countries of Central Asia, to complete and use the North-South corridor will guarantee peace, security, stability, and economic growth for all these countries, and cause the defeat of terrorist acts and destructive activities of countries like Turkey, Baku regime, Israel, United Kingdom, and United States. Thank you very much.